Hi, this is Tom Voigt, Lead Teacher for Technology for District 33, and today I want to talk about the Android app named ABMathLite. First things first, you'll notice right when you open up the app that there are going to be names on that main screen, and that's because you do have the ability to create student accounts. So the way that you create student accounts, you can do 4 per device. You go ahead and click on Options, and then within the Options menu, you're going to click on Change Names. So you'll have the ability right here to type in different names. And then to get back to the previous screen, it's a little bit tricky, but if you look at the bottom of the keyboard, there's kind of a downward facing arrow. Press that and that'll minimize the keyboard. And then there's a gray back facing arrow in the bottom left hand corner that will get you back to the Options menu. And then you press that gray arrow again to get back to the main menu. From the main menu, so you select whichever student account you're going to be in. You can see that the app has 3 different activities. Now I'm going to suggest only using calculations and bubbles because tables have to do with multiplication. And I will explain the history feature when we get to that point. Calculations is going to be a straightforward math calculations practice. Now you'll notice that it is timed. You'll notice that it's going to keep track of correct answers and incorrect answers. It's also going to have a score, and you do lose points for incorrect answers. You also have the ability to pause it. So pause the time. So if a student is uncomfortable or anxious about the time limit, you can just click on the clock and that'll actually pause the time. So I'd like to show you the history feature, so I'm going to quickly fast forward through these questions. When you click on history, what you're going to get is you're going to get a little breakdown of that student's entire history within this app. So you'll notice that you get what the score, you get which feature they were using, whether it be calculations or bubbles. You get the number right, the number wrong. You get all of that information within the history, which is a nice way to track growth. Now, the bubbles part of the app is a pretty neat game. You'll notice that you get a few options right when you open up the bubbles portion. These just kind of change the way that it's laid out. So it really doesn't affect how the actual app functions. But what you're going to do is you're going to actually just tap the bubbles in order of smallest to greatest. Now what they did, which is actually a really nice feature, is in an effort to really have the students comprehend the information, the size of the ball does not denote anything in terms of the value. So in other words, sometimes the 0 ball is the biggest ball and sometimes the 8 ball is the smallest ball. And so that again, the students can't simply just tap the largest to smallest. They actually have to look at the numbers and understand which numbers they're looking at.